Okay, so we all are still trying to get our heads together over that selection committee which happened at 10:15 p.m. IST.
No, the announcement happened
at 10:15. The meeting was going on for days on end.
No, the meeting happened yesterday only.
Yeah.
Just that the announcement, the official announcement came at around 10:15.
And what we got to see, if I have to look at the keepers, okay? Rishabh Pant, not there in both squads. Ishan Kishan, there in both squads. Samson, only there in the T20Is. But our major players, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, all have been dropped. Dropped is the right word I can use for the T20Is.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they are back in the ODI series, which was expected. Which was an expected sidelines, if we have to say. But we are seeing a generational change in Indian cricket. 2 captains in white ball cricket. Something which MS Dhoni had a horrible feeling about, because he said split captaincy will never work in India. 2023, you're going to see 2 captains. Hardik Pandya as the T20I skipper, Rohit Sharma as your ODI skipper.
For now.
But is it time now for India that, okay, maybe Virat and Rohit, you just play ODIs, T20Is, your journey ends. Has that message been sent to them? Or are we just saying, okay, it's Sri Lanka, maybe they can be back for New Zealand, maybe they can be back for any other series if it's possible?
Well, the message has been delivered. Hasn't been sent, it's been delivered.
It's signed, sealed and delivered.
2 ticks.
Yes,
and
now the blue sign is also there.
Yes. And it was time. I mean, these players can go on and on and on. They've been great players.
Yep.
But there comes a time in your cricket when somebody's got to pull the trigger.
Yep.
And I think it's just the T20s, no?
Yes.
And these players were overburdened. I mean, 3-4 months in a year, in the name of workload management, they would sit out.
Oh, yes.
So now what can happen is, by not playing in T20s, you've got a younger team, a fearless team. You've got time to develop a team for the T20 World Cup. B, let these players concentrate on one-dayers, IPL and test matches only. So there will not be the need for any workload management. So when the T20s are going on, you are taking rest and you're fresh for the ODIs and the test matches.
So you've got 18 months now for the next World Cup in 2024 in the West Indies and America.
You're talking about the T20 World Cup here, because don't forget there's an ODI World Cup happening in India.
10 months time. 10 months. So basically I dug up some stats about Rohit Sharma's averages and strike rates in the last 5 series before he was rested or axed for the Sri Lanka tour. Okay. Against
this is T20s?
Yes, only T20s. Rohit and Virat have also included ODIs as well.
Okay.
Rohit Sharma, last 5 series, we have looked at it.
Last 5 series
until this. Versus the West Indies, average of 36, strike rate of 163.6.
This is T20.
T20s, only T20s.
Asia Cup T20, 33.25, strike rate of 151. That 33.25 boosted by 72 versus Sri Lanka.
Right.
Versus Australia, 37 average, strike rate of 172. Versus South Africa, 14.3, 104.8 strike rate. The T20 World Cup, 19.3, 106.42.
That was a strike rate.
That is the thing. So Rohit clearly was struggling in the last 2 major T20 competitions that were held. If you have to look at it, remove that 72 in the Asia Cup and this average dips even further.
Correct.
Virat Kohli versus England, averaged the 6, strike rate of 133. Asia Cup 92, 147.5 strike rate. Australia
with the century against Afghanistan
versus Australia 25.3, strike rate of 124.5. South Africa 52, strike rate of 140.54. In the T20 World Cup 98.6, strike rate of 136.4.
Not bad.
So Virat actually was in his peak in T20s from that 2019 peak now. But Rohit wasn't.
And Rohit had issues with his fitness. Let's be very honest about it.
Which is why injuries and inconsistency have perhaps cost Rohit in the T20 form.
Injuries definitely.
Yes. But Virat, I think, performing in dead rubbers. Both the centuries that I pointed out, even the ODI and the T20 match came in dead rubbers. But the 50s that he hit against Pakistan, that was not a dead rubber, it was a crucial one. So
he won the game for India.
He won the game.
That was perhaps one innings where Virat showed that the usual Virat, maybe before the pandemic hit the world. That is what that innings of 82 not out against Pakistan. But thereafter, we tend to go a lot by these averages. But it's the strike rate. And also, there is a way to boost your strike rate. I'm not blaming anybody because there were other players who couldn't maintain that kind of a strike rate also. But then, the selectors, I think they realize that it is time to pull the plug. Virat Kohli, of course, they are both Virat and Rohit, they are still needed in the ODI setup. That is the reason why they are there. As far as KL Rahul is concerned, of course, he has been dropped from the T20 setup. And also, it wasn't a straightforward call to include him in the ODIs. It was a toss-up between Sanju Samson and KL Rahul. And eventually, I think KL Rahul made the cut. So it's not a straightforward. So from here also, KL Rahul will have to score runs in ODIs to merit a place in the playing 11 because there is a Shreyas Iyer, because there is Surya Kumar Yadav, because there is also, at this point in time, you don't have, in this squad, you don't have a Rishabh Pant. You mentioned it right at the start that Rishabh Pant is not there in either of the two squads. He will be reporting to NCA for knee strengthening. So that's what the medical team of the BCCI had advised to Rishabh and the selector. So that's why he is not. So KL Rahul will now have to fight out for a place in the 11 when all these players are available. But for Hardik Pandya, I think it's about, say, 10 odd months that Rohit Sharma will lead the Indian team in ODIs, and thereafter I think it will, hopefully Hardik does well as the T20 skipper, and hopefully, as you said, what MS Dhoni pointed out, that split captaincy doesn't work in Indian cricket. I think after 10 months you might see a Hardik Pandya leading India in both ODIs and T20s.
This is what is happening even with Virat. Remember when Virat rested, Rohit would step up as captain. But Vikrant sir, the basic question I like to ask is, okay, the last T20I that these two played, was the World Cup. They didn't play in New Zealand. They didn't, there were no T20Is in Bangladesh. If you have to look at workload management in a way, and both of the players didn't play even in New Zealand, both of them played only in Bangladesh. How much do you determine workload management and determining how many formats you're going to do? Because are we getting a feeling they are being dropped from the wrong format? Maybe Virat's case, I'm arguing Virat's case, not for Rohit's case.
What are the two best formats for Virat in terms of his career?
ODIs and tests.
And the most important?
ODIs.
And tests.
And tests.
He's going to play in both the test matches and the ODIs.
Yes.
The ODI World Cup is important for you, and that's going to be in 10 months' time, as you said. So let Virat, Rohit and the others concentrate on that World Cup. See, again, the T20 World Cup is going to be in 18 months from now. And even though on form you can say that since Virat was the highest run getter in the World Cup T20, logically he can still be part of the T20 team. But if you want to start afresh, how do you start afresh? By that logic, you will say KL Rahul can also be part of it. He's just 31. He just had a couple of bad series, and he should also be part of the T20s. Then Rohit might turn around and say, now I'm fit.
Yes.
I'm hungry and let me also play. Bhuvneshwar Kumar will also say that I didn't bowl all that bad. Let me also play.
What if Shikhar Dhawan has an outstanding IPL?
Exactly.
And the point is that in the 2007 World Cup, again, that becomes the reference point. Do you think Sachin Tendulkar, Dravid, Ganguly, Anil Kumble couldn't have been part of that? They should have been part of that.
Yes.
But they said, okay, this format, let the younger team go. Let us sit out.
Yeah.
And once India won the World Cup, the 2007 World T20, these guys never got a chance to play T20s again.
Exactly.
And you moved forward. You did well, fairly well in T20s. You never won a World Cup, but you were an okay side. Now England has galloped. They've gone on to a different level. Look at Australia. Look at New Zealand. These teams have progressed. They've worked in that format.
Correct.
Yep.
You know, India somehow have not been able to unlock the T20s now.
Despite playing the most T20s,
While-
if you have to look at
While all your stats are
Most
correct,
lucrative.
League.
all the stats are correct. All the stats are correct. My point is, why is it that the World Cup semi-final does not become the reference point? Why is it only the averages and the runs and the strike rates which are the reference point? Why is it that the World Cup semi-final now is not your reference point? Look what you did in that game.
Yes.
So Rohit, when he became the captain, said, we will prepare. We will prepare for a situation where even if we are 20 for 3, we will not settle for 150. We will go for 190.
Par plus.
Right?
Change the template.
So we'll change the template. In the World Cup semi-final, you did not lose 3 wickets for 20 runs.
You lost 1 wicket in the first 10
62
overs
runs.
and you scored 62 runs.
Exactly.
So,
And
Fear.
and also, you know,
and your captain,
if it
the captain, somebody who's become the captain now, Hardik Pandya, let us put it on record. During the World Cup, at least twice in the team meetings, he blamed the top 3. He said, यार हर मैच में आप ऐसे कर देते हो, slow start and then it is up to me and Surya Kumar Yadav
The
and
middle
either
order.
Dinesh Karthik or Rishabh Pant to get the run rate up.
Yep.
Middle
Why is it
order,
that we
yeah.
do not get the starts that T20 requires?
Yes.
So in T20s, the more you bat, the higher your average will be. I would want to know your strike rate in the first 6 overs,
exactly.
in the first 10 overs. See, in the last 4 overs, and I'm not saying that cricket is easy, in the last 4 overs, you can still make up and, you know, reach a point where the numbers look good.
Yeah.
But honestly, the numbers are not intimidating.
Yeah.
No.
It's
They're not intimidating.
Exactly, and there has to be a reason why a Finn Allen is opening the innings for New Zealand in T20 cricket,
Martin Guptill.
and somebody like Martin Guptill, who perhaps is a legend, is a
Yes.
stalwart in T20 cricket, is sitting out, is not even considered.
Is not given a central contract.
and
even Colin
Shane,
Munro for that matter.
and Shane, if it was all about numbers and stats, we could have been the selectors. You know, we just have to go through the numbers,
Get the sheets.
stats,
That's it.
and we can select.
Easy
the
as you
team.
like. Correct.
Anybody who has a better average, better this thing, strike rate.
Let's bring him
So
into the team.
You have selectors, they have a role, they have a job, it's a paid salaried job, and you also have to realize and see in what conditions, against what opposition, in what situation you played a particular innings, and what was the significance and relevance of that innings. Did
Correct.
you win that game? So what I would say, you know, you runs that win you games matter the most. Period.
In fact, adding to
Nothing
that
more, nothing less.
point, if you look at England, there were 2 matches where they were in tricky situations. One was the final group stage game against Sri Lanka, where
Yeah.
spinning track
Yes, yes.
and they had lost a few wickets. Who stood
Ben
up for them?
Stokes.
Ben Stokes.
Yeah.
If you look at just the numbers, slow strike rate, not great in this thing,
Even
but
in the final.
winning runs.
Even in the
Exactly,
final.
yes, that was the second match.
So, Shane, you prepare teams to win the World Cups.
Correct.
You do not prepare teams to, just go and participate.
Exactly.
For the players to participate, you need a team to win a tournament.
Correct.
And sadly, unfortunately, while you talk about the peaks and everything, you lost in the Asia Cup.
Yes.
You did not even make it to the finals.
Exactly.
World Cup semi-final, if you say was an achievement, it wasn't.
No, it was the bare minimum expected of them given the group they were in.
So, I think you also need to scrutinize these important games. What happens on that day? When there's a knockout game, when there's a must-win game, when there's a semi-final, when there's a final.
Yep.
I need those numbers
And-
and the strike rates.
If-
Not just this year,
Yeah.
but let's say post 2015, maybe beginning the 2015 World Cup onwards. Let us get the numbers out. You tell me, Why were you losing those games? Because of your batting and not your
Especially
bowling.
the starts.
Because you somehow that day develop that fear of failure.
Yes.
मैं ही हूँ, मैंने out नहीं होना है. I remember in the finals when Pakistan didn't have too many runs, but they were bowling well. They picked a couple of early wickets, and then Butler. I again keep forgetting the name of the bowler. Maybe it was Haris Rauf. An excellent over he bowled to Josh Butler. Excellent.
I think you're right. It was
It
Harris.
was
Last
Harris.
ball of that over.
It was
The
Harris
last
Rauf.
ball of that over. Josh Butler scooped him for a 6.
Yes.
He didn't decide कि यार ये भी खेल देता हूँ. Let me survive.
No.
Because survival is not their instinct. So our instinct in T20s is survival.
Correct.
And that is not the need of the hour. Maybe 4 years ago, 3 years ago, this is how T20s were played. But now the world has gone ahead. The distance between you and the top T20 teams is huge.
Massive. Yeah.
Somebody's got to bridge that chasm. How will you do that?
Exactly.
By playing that kind of cricket.
And even on impact, if you look at 2011, who had the bigger impact in the final? Gambhir's 97 of 100 plus balls. But he stabilized that innings after quick wickets.
Different times.
Different time.
11 was different. And that was an ODI World Cup.
And there was a Dhoni there. There
Dhoni
was
there.
a Yuvraj Singh also.
Yeah.
There was a Suresh
Suresh
Raina
Raina
also.
also.
And because those players, that team had the confidence in their middle order also.
Correct.
Now today you can always say, I have to shoulder the burden of all the responsibility. I have to score runs. I have to be there till the last ball is bowled. No, but that also tells you that the lack of confidence that you have in your middle order or in your lower middle order.
Correct.
I'm sure Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, they've been huge servants of Indian cricket, and they've served Indian cricket pretty well to be there even today. And I'm sure they are not too happy with what happened last evening at the selection committee meeting. But things change.
Yep.
Cricket can be very ruthless. In fact, any competitive sport will be ruthless. It will not, there will be a time when you will see the highs, when you will see that the entire world is looking up to you. But then if there is a threshold. After that, any competitive sport can be very ruthless.
I mean, classic case Australia, Steve Waugh won in the 99 World Cup. Poor form until 2002 dropped.
He was yeah.
They dropped him a year before the World Cup.
Exactly.
Steve Waugh actually wanted to play that World Cup,
Yes.
but then the Australian selectors said, and you facing the same situation. The Australian selectors, I still remember, they said, listen, if in the finals of the 2003 World Cup we are 60 for 4, we would want Andrew Simons to walk down the dressing room and not you. And we want to give Ricky Ponting 1 full year as the captain. For him to get used to captaincy.
Yes.
For him to make a good combination of the team that we have. Steve Waugh had to go.
Go. And that foresight was proven right. First game against Pakistan, they were 5 down. In came Simons, 143 in Johannesburg.
Yes.
And this World Cup, despite Shane Warne not being there at the last moment because he had failed
Caught
the
a drought time.
Yeah.
Despite that, and see, that is the kind of ruthlessness that allowed Australia to be where they were. 2003 you won the World Cup, 7 you won the World Cup undefeated. But here, you don't have the time itself to build the captaincy because you're going to be playing
exactly.
formats.
And heroes will emerge. Today it is Hardik Pandya, and Hardik Pandya, to his credit, he has done something. That is the reason why he's there. We talk about IPL averages. KL Rahul has done so well in the IPL, but there is a man who led a team in its maiden season to the title. So that is also a reference point. And Hardik Pandya, if he had the courage to just stand up to some of the senior players, including in the presence of the head coach, who I think perhaps is fond of the word workload management, because he's been managing all the workload that the players have. So he had the courage to stand up to those people and tell them that you're putting too much of pressure to on the middle order and the lower middle order. We have to push the strike rate. So that's one thing. And today, Hardik Pandya, you never know. We've heard stories. In fact, that Hardik Pandya tomorrow, in times to come, not next season, but maybe next to next season, you might see him leading the Mumbai Indians in 2024.
So the point is that when this team was selected, I mean the new T20 team was selected, it wasn't the choice of the media or the selectors alone.
Yes.
It had the stamp of approval from your captain. So when you say
that is
there's-
Hardik Pandya.
Yeah.
So when you say there's no KL Rahul, there's no Rohit Sharma, there's no Virat Kohli or Bhuvneshwar or this and that, it had the stamp of approval
Yes.
of Hardik Pandya. So
He believes he has the team that can.
when you had to listen to the captain this year, why would you not want to listen to the captain for the 2024 World Cup?
Correct.
And even if he doesn't have the team right now, at least he has the belief that he can develop a team
Correct.
for that 2024 T20 World Cup. Anyway,
Exactly.
Ashish Vishesh,
I can bet my 100k, don't know about others, but Virat is going great. After great World Cup, just 5 T20s after that, 82 not out. Need one good ODI World Cup, he'll walk into the T20 World Cup.
Highly doubted. Highly doubted.
But Ashish, we are
Mixing formats. Mixing formats.
Yeah.
the next question. Yeah. So this is Shubham. I really don't get the agenda around stats. When a big player is dropped, by this logic, bring Sehwag, Sachin back in the team. Let them play till 60. This is where Australia, England are good at selecting and not
On
caring
the
about
point.
the
On the
reputation.
point.
Right on the money.
Shubham, you are
On the point,
absolutely right.
I think it is the dressing room atmosphere. Does your dressing room have fear of failure, or is the dressing room fearless?
In this current atmosphere,
In terms
I
of
think you have
skill,
fear of playing, fear of
in
playing.
terms of skill, the dressing room that you will have now is not even a patch on what you had during the World Cup. The experience and the skill.
Correct.
But again, you've got to give them time.
Absolutely. Akshay, even in 2016 semi, Virat hit 89, 180 striker, but this will help him as he'll give him a break. T20s are irrelevant. World Cup has got time. Rule ODI World Cup, you'll play.
I doubt.
Well, no, but if, let's say, both the questions, if Virat has an outstanding World Cup in 50-50 and India eventually become the world champions, there can be a case for him. Why not?
Yes.
Why not?
Because see,
If Hardik at that stage feels that he needs Virat in the team in whatever role, why not?
yeah.
Why not?
See, this World Cup team, whatever was in 2000, had mixture of experienced match winners and youth. That was the thing. Okay. And does destroy. 82 not out wasn't usual. It was best of Virat. Usual was 50s versus Bangladesh World Cup or Pakistan Asia Cup or SA bilateral. 100 is 100. Sachin 50% tons are losing cause. No, Sachin 50% of his tons are not in losing cause and dead rubber. The agenda is destroyed. I may have to disagree on that. I may have to very much
No,
disagree.
he's right. See,
but
82
yeah,
not
point
out.
is fine.
To an
82
extent,
not
it
out actually was
not
a miracle.
Yeah, it
I mean,
was.
especially the last three
That
overs
six
when you needed
also.
47.
Yes.
Till that point, India were nowhere in the game.
Absolutely.
And because they'd lost early wickets and Hardik and Virat took a
11
lot of
overs,
time.
45.
And I was sitting in the press box. I also did think that why are they taking so much time? But then Virat anticipated the situation so well.
Yes.
And finished the game so well. But then, if India had won the semi-final,
things wouldn't have
things would have been
changed.
different. No?
Different.
Wouldn't have changed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shubham Garg.
If we are moving away from anchor logic, then why we have selected Rituraj and Gill with 130 strike rate? Who will dash in the last 5 overs?
See, Shubham, you can't have a situation where your first three are all anchors.
Yes.
KL Rahul is also an anchor,
Virat is
Rohit
also-
Sharma is also an anchor, and Virat is also an anchor. Again, you've got 18 months to prepare these guys, yeah. And remember, Rishabh Pant is not part of the T20s now, but he will be back after the NCA stint, which
So will be Shreyas.
Shreyas Iyer also is not part of the T20. I think he's been given some rest.
Some rest, yeah.
So Shreyas Iyer automatically also walks in.
Yes.
And is actually right now undroppable in ODIs in SL. So I think the big talking point or the conclusion we've all drawn to right now is that whilst it was in many ways, or it might seem harsh to many people, that the team has moved past Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, it was something that we all agree was a necessary evil, something that had to be done in order to actually herald a new era for Indian cricket, particularly in T20Is. If you disagree with us, well, you can let us know in the comments below. Thank you all for joining us for today's edition of the Live Dugout. Again, don't forget, if you enjoy what we do, like, share, subscribe, tap the bell icon, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook as well. On behalf of all of us, goodbye for now. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, vanakkam.